Right now I'm doing a lot because I'm a new mother. But to introduce myself, I am a simple village girl from Githongori. That's what I like to refer myself as to. I'm a stoic. It's a learning process. I'm learning every day. I'm also a very grateful person. Sometimes I feel like I'm over grateful because I'm going through my day and I pause and I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, for example, here we are. It's a beautiful day. I'm alive. I just met you, probably, you know, this is a new friendship to be. I'm healthy. Really, what else do I want, you know? So to describe myself, I'm a simple girl who's just living life as it comes, very open-minded. I say that I said I'm a stoic, which has really grounded me over the years. Like I said, it's a learning process because you don't know what lies ahead. But yeah, nothing is in our control, and that's how I live my life. So yeah, as it comes, I accept with open arms. I'm happy. Most of the times I'm actually happy because, as I said, I'm always very grateful, and you can be grateful when unhappy. I'm happy, very content, and full of joy, really, full of joy, and I have a lot of peace of mind. So yeah, my life is perfect if I can just summarize it as that. And the past 1 year, as you asked, a lot has happened. Yeah, a lot has happened. You know, I mean, it's what they say. You can't probably, you know, plan for the future or have expectations. But a lot has happened, and I would not change anything at all, at all, at all. My baby is good. I have a very calm, bright-eyed, handsome boy. And now that he's 2 months, he loves to smile. So I can't wait for the morning to come and, you know, wake him up, and he has this broad smile, you know. He already knows who I am, you know, so he's just snuggling up to me, and, you know, it's so nice. I'm too full. Yeah, it's very, very nice. Pregnancy journey, I used to be scared, you know, just randomly you have thoughts about getting pregnant. And of course you wonder how it's going to be. But from when I found out I was pregnant to the very end, it was very easy. I never had any morning sickness. The only issue I had just a bit was just like, what do you call it? When you're breathing, a loss of breath or whatever, like when going up the stairs or whatever, because of the oxygen consumption, yeah. But it was a very easy pregnancy. I was able to work out or remain active until the very end. Yeah, pretty easy, pretty easy. Yeah, then the only thing that changed was the big stomach, you know, as the baby grew, but physically, nothing else. And then now that made me become more grateful for the process. Because you wake up in the morning and you feel something has changed, but really you are not in control. There's nothing you're doing to enhance the process, really, when you think about it, yeah. You know? So you as a woman, you're just the carrier. That's what I used to refer myself as a carrier, because there's nothing you're doing. You're eating right, of course, you're exercising, but that's just about it. The baby developing, your body adjusting, that has nothing to do with you. Yeah. So going through the process, I think grounds you as a woman, and it's an experience that, yeah, it's good to go through. It's interesting, very interesting. Yeah. Motherhood, yeah.
So far?
So far, as I said, I have a very calm baby. It's been good. You know, those horror stories you hear about, you're not going to sleep for the next 3 months. Because I remember when I got the baby, the doctor told me, oh, the doctors, no, it was like in unison, congrats, now you're a mother. And then I laughed. And then the doctor was like, you know, hey, Zoya here, because the baby cried, of course, yeah. Zoya here, they cry for the next 3 months, they don't sleep. I'm like, okay, we'll see how it goes. But I have a very calm baby, you know, as long as he's fed, he's clean, He's just happy. He's okay. And then now he's he's 2 months. He's able to do 4 hours a night, like, you know, continuously. So even if he's waking up at night, it's probably like once or twice, and I'm the one probably I have to check on him because, you know, when he sleeps too much. But it's been pretty easy, yeah. And every day you get to appreciate the change in him, because now 2 months, when you see when he was a newborn, I mean, at 0 days old, and now he's 8 weeks, you see a big change. And then again, because you're with him every day, you don't get to see. So when my sister comes over, Angie, when Angie comes, we're like, oh, baby has grown, he's changed, you know? So every day you're appreciating the process. Yeah, and of course, you're grateful. Otheri means light, light in Kikuyu. And I want my boy to be the light of the world. So sometimes there's a lot of darkness in the world. So I want my boy, when he enters a room, the room just lights up, because, you know, he's the light of the world. Every name has a meaning, and we are very keen to choose that name because we're not going to be here forever. We leave him to grow up to be whoever he wants to be. Yeah, so let him remember, Mommy and Daddy chose this name for me, and this is what I should be, this is what I'm going to be. So we just pray he lights up every room that he gets into. So people call me Mr. Light. I think it's Mama Light, not that Mr. Light is the father. Yeah, Mama Light. Yeah, Mr. Light is him. My mother calls him Mr. Light, just, you know, when you're having conversation. So yeah, then me, Mama Light. Yeah.
That's a beautiful name.
Yeah, I think so too, it is.
I love it.
Yeah.
I honestly genuinely love it.
You do, yeah? I can tell. The marriage is nice. To summarize it, it's easy. And I believe that's how marriages should be, relationships should be. It should be easy. Because sometimes I don't even feel like I'm married. You know, I don't have any pressure to, would I say, to conform to being a wife, you know. Juliani is very independent, and so am I. So he's living his life, I'm living my life, but then we are together as partners, you know, and husband and wife. But it's very easy, and I like it. I don't feel pressured, like now I'm married, I need to be a wife, you know. It's just easy, yeah, and very nice. And I think he brings out the best in me because he's always, he's brilliant, you know. He's a brilliant person, has great ideas, very intelligent, and he really wants the best for me, you know. And he always tells me, babe, you can be anything you want to be, you know. No, I have any doubt about who I am and what I'm capable of, but, you know, he's a person who's always building me up, like, you know, would I say pumping me up, like you can be anything you want to be, and it's true, you know. So that's very important as a partner. Yeah, but the marriage overall is very nice, and it's easy. Easy is the word. Yeah.
You know, Lilian, one of the reasons why I was interested in having a conversation with you is because not just as a journalist, but as an individual, I feel like people are really interested in your life. Any little decision that you make, someone somewhere has to comment, right? How do you deal with that?
Even the question I ask myself is how this simple girl from Githongori became so interesting that everything I say, people have to pick it up and sometimes construe it into a different thing altogether. You can't choose what people think of you, how they choose to look at you. But I've never done anything to spite anybody or paint anybody in bad light. So when I see people making comments that are not very pleasant, I wonder why they are triggered, why they are bothered by my decisions, you know? Because I live a very pretty, normal life. Yeah, so I just wonder why my decisions bother them as much. Yeah, that's a question I have in my mind every day.
And how do you deal with that?
I don't read as much. And don't forget, this has been going on since since I came to the limelight. So I'm really used to the people having different opinions. Most of them are, you know, not very pleasant, which is unfortunate. But I'm not too bothered because these are people just, you know, behind the keyboard, behind your phone, your computer. commenting on things you have no details about. So it doesn't bother me as much. Probably what would bother me now is that I have a baby, I have a child. So anybody who tries to attack the child as much, that would bother me. Yeah, but anybody coming to attack me, really, I'd look at you like you have a problem. There's something going on with you, and you need to release the anger. And now, because you have nowhere else, you just go to Lilian's page or comment on a story that have been featured. Yeah, I always take it like, because if you're normal, and for example, I'm happy, I can say I'm happy, yeah? There's no way I'd go to your page and write bad things if I'm happy. You understand? But if I'm miserable in my life, I'll be looking for someone to release that misery. Projects, exactly, yeah. That's how I always judge people who are always mean towards things I say, things I do, yeah. Plus I never seek attention. I live a very quiet life, yeah.
Does all that scrutiny affect you physically or mentally?
No. Look at me, I'm very fit. I'm always running, I'm a runner. Yeah, I'm not affected at all. Yeah. I mean, very few things in life unsettle me. As I said, I'm a stoic, learning, of course, a few years now. So really, I'm never moved as much by, I call them faceless people, because I don't even know them, you know. I'm not too bothered. Some comments I see, of course, because I'm online as well, I always ask myself, if your child, you know, your sibling, your parents saw your use of social media, would they be proud of you? And I say, oh my goodness, my dad is so crazy. My mom is so wild. He can say such things to another human being. You know, would they be proud of your use of social media, or they'll be embarrassed of the kind of things you're saying, you know? I think people just need to take a second and, if they could, if it's possible, you know, just think twice before you type evil things about a person you don't even know anything about.
Let's talk about family. You are in a blended family. Juliana has another child. How do you deal with that?
He has a daughter, and the daughter has met Otheri. Yeah, so she knows she has a baby brother. But there's no collision anywhere at all. I have a book. It's called Madam First Lady. And then, yeah, talking about people writing things they don't know about, somebody was saying, oh, you should not use the title anymore because you're no longer. But the book is about, I use the title because the book is about my time as a First Lady, you know? And what all people say, that remains with me forever, you know? So it's just, and then people used to call me this anyway, Madam First Lady. So I think just, you know, that's why I used the title. And it's a pretty good book. I call it a memoir because it's like a short book. It's going for 1,500 shillings. And it outlines the projects I did in the county. Because sometimes I feel the same people you're talking about who don't have anything nice to say about me or, you know, all I'm about. I did quite a lot in the county, you know. So this book outlines my work experience and the lessons I learned when I was First Lady. I did a lot of work in cancer awareness. We visited all the wards in the county. Collected a lot of data, and that was heartwarming to see people coming out in large numbers to get tested. And then in 2019, the county got its first cancer center. That was my hard work. You know, I mean, no matter what people say, you know, because I'm the one who went around the whole county creating awareness. So thanks, of course, to the government that allocated some funds for the center. I also did a lot of HIV awareness because when you go to the hospitals, there's a CCC center where people who are positive come to get checked, they come for their drugs. It's always at the back of the hospital. I don't know whether you've noticed or not. Huh? Yeah. Yeah, so I felt I needed to talk about it openly. And then it was nice because people came out in large numbers to get tested. Although we'd go to a town, people would just stand, barabara, they don't want to come and get tested. But then when we'd leave, they'd come because we'd go with the Beyond Zero trucks that they firstly donated, the Margaret Kenya donated to the counties, yeah. So that was pretty nice to see. Something else I did was awareness on GBV, quite a bit. And then, again, I thank the county government that they gave some funds to build a center. The center, I don't think it's open. I'm not in touch with the county anymore. But I hope once it's open, they should invite me. They should, you know, invite me to just celebrate that, that step. So my plan was, once there's a case of domestic violence in the home, a woman can leave, because most women stay because they don't know where to go. They're not financially stable to, you know, fend for themselves. So when you come to the center, we have activities that will empower you, so that when you go back home, you're able to make a living for yourself and your kids. Yeah. So they say once it's open, if it's done, I don't think it's done. I don't know. They should invite me. I hope Governor Avinya can extend an invite. It would be nice. It would be nice to see it come to life, and then of course she can pursue it to have it, you know, fully functional. Because I felt people wanted to contain me in a box of I was just a companion who really did not do anything in the county. Just do they call them trophy girlfriends or trophy partners? And I'm very, very far away from that. You know, very, very far away from that. And if you don't tell your story, nobody's going to tell it for you. So I could not let the false stories in the media become the truths. But I've kept quiet, which I did in 2020, about 10 years ago. And then now that, is it like a brand, that mark stuck. You know, nobody gave me a chance to, nobody gave me a chance to explain my side of the story. Which I've explained a bit in the book. Yeah, so I could not let the same happen. Yeah, at least now I have a voice. I think what they think about me, I am. Because people think or say I'm serious, that I am. But then again, it depends with the company, the environment, who I'm with. Yeah. But I'm pretty easy. I'm very, very easy. They say it's simple. They say it's a simple girl. I think because I have interacted with a lot of people, people have a different view of me, of how I am. But you know, I'm just easy. I'm a super introvert though, so I tend to just keep to myself. And even when I got to the county, I struggled a lot with having to speak in public. Even the interviews I haven't done as much. This I think probably my third ever, like public sit-down interview. Yeah, so I prefer to just take a back seat and watch. I like to people watch. Yeah, so I like to watch more than participate. When you watch, you learn more than.
Fathers play a huge role in bringing in kuleta family pamoja.
Yeah.
How is he?
He's a fantastic father. Yeah, it's very nice to watch him with the baby. They have their own routine, they have their own language. So it's very nice to see him with the baby. And he helps quite a bit. Yeah, so when I need to take a nap, he's able to help. Yeah, but it's nice to watch him as a father. He's a great father. Currently, I'm doing a lot of ticketing. I have a travel company, so I do a lot of ticketing. And then I'm a project manager. That's my career, that's my profession. And what I'm looking to venture into is to engage the diaspora, people living in the diaspora, and they want to build back home. They want to invest back home, build a house, commercial properties, or you know, hotels or whatever. As a PM, project manager, that's where I come in and I do that for you. You know, I be your eyes in Kenya, because we've had so many stories of family members swindling people who are in the diaspora. Yeah, so that's what I'm working towards. I have one job that's we're talking about. Once I start, I'm sure things are going to get easier, and then you get into the system, the rhythm. But to summarize, that's what I'm working on. I want to help the diaspora people build back home. And it will be professional, because you've had stories where your brother is sending you photos of the neighbor's house, you know, and then when you come, hakuna kitu imejengwa. I also feel like I have a lot to offer. I know I have a lot to offer. The county governments have been in there for 7-8 years. So So I could consult on a few projects. I worked in health, education, worked with the youth, women. So I have quite a bit that I could offer to the counties.